If you've been dreaming about a place where life feels a little more intentional, discover the Canopy in Sebastopol by City Ventures. This new community offers solar-powered homes, surrounded by mature trees, nature preserves, and walking trails, with a vibrant local downtown, renowned wineries, and the Bay Area all within easy reach. Enjoy low-maintenance living, refined design, and built-in eco-friendly features that make everyday life easier. Start your next chapter at the Canopy by City Ventures. Visit cityventures.com. That's cityventures.com.
This is the Washington Times front page for Thursday, August 6, 2026. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Iran announced it has agreed with Oman on the coordinates of a new commercial shipping route through the Strait of Hormuz, but stressed the deal wouldn't end the crisis in the region. Von Cocking and Tom Howe report Iran Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Baghei said the reopening of the strait is contingent on the U.S. removing its naval blockade and halting all attacks on Iranian infrastructure. He added officials from both nations are finalizing the language of the agreement and it would be released soon. Iran and Oman have been negotiating a framework agreement that could determine future control over the strait, which has remained effectively closed since the collapse of a memorandum of understanding in July. President Trump visited Las Vegas to try to convince voters who are dissatisfied with the economy that his policies are working. Jeff Murdoch reports his remarks at Red Rock Casino were aimed at blunting voters' perception the economy is bad, part of a push by the White House to confront voters' concerns about the economy and Iran war, which has sent oil and gas prices surging. It is the latest in a series of visits to swing states such as Michigan and Georgia, where he touted new tax cuts, including eliminating taxes on overtime pay and Social Security. Just 32% of U.S. adults approve of Trump's handling of the economy, according to an AP NORC poll released last week. Abdul Al-Sayed has squeezed out a victory in Michigan's Democratic Senate primary that leaves the party's establishment licking its wounds. Seth MacLachlan reports a boiling frustration with the political establishment, combined with Al-Sayed's charisma and strong support from young and college-educated voters, helped him overcome more than $70 million spent against him, including more than $30 million from the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. Al-Sayed is set to square off against former Representative Mike Rogers in a marquee Senate race that could determine whether Republicans hold the upper chamber during the last 2 years of Trump's term. Also in Michigan, an auto worker with virtually no funding defeated a Trump-endorsed candidate in a Republican primary upset. George Caldwell reports Thomas Smith, a retired engineer for General Motors, defeated Trump's preferred candidate Amir Hassan 50% to 30% in Michigan's 8th congressional district. The upset could complicate Republicans' plans to make inroads in the Flint area, a historic Democratic stronghold that has shifted to the right in recent years. More restrictive legislation could soon curb Virginia's data center boom as residents push back on increased noise and utility bills. In the Virginia General Assembly, Sean Salai reports Republican State Senator Glenn Sturtevant and Democratic Senate President Pro Tem Luis Lucas recently called on Governor Abigail Spanberger to end the Commonwealth's $1.6 billion annual data center sales tax exemption. The Democrat Spanberger already has signed several laws regulating data centers that impose new energy taxes and shift grid infrastructure costs from residents to operators. Officials at the environmental consulting firm Gazilov Group noted that 46 more data center bills are pending in the Virginia legislature next year. That's in addition to a growing number of counties and cities considering pauses on new applications. And finally, South Korean President Lee Jae-myung is urging integration of his country's armed forces academies to minimize the risk of army-led coups. Andrew Salmon reports coups had looked like distant history before then-President Yoon Suk-yeol declared martial law in December 2024 and deployed soldiers to democratic institutions. Lee says integrating the military academies, a plan that has been dismissed within the Ministry of National Defense, could reduce that possibility. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.
Back to school is busy enough. The last thing you need is shopping that makes it harder. Whether you're moving into a dorm, your first apartment, or just getting organized for the semester, Wayfair makes it easy to get everything you need in one place. Furniture, bedding, storage, decor, study essentials, all at prices you'll love, with fast shipping before move-in day. Get everything you need for back-to-school season. Shop Wayfair.com today.
Wayfair, every style, every home.